I'm Michael. Welcome to 7-Eleven. Today I'd like to introduce you to some of the Edelkrone products we have in rent. This setup here is actually a fully motorized slider with a motor and with a motion control head. We recommend this when you want to shoot motion control shoots. That means you have to control and repeat the same movement over and over again, or for time lapse. The motor is responsible for the horizontal movement. The head is actually a 2-axis head, so it does the pan and the tilting of the camera. For the slider you have 2 options to use it. If you use it on a flat surface or a table, you have a travel distance of 45 centimeters, but a load capacity of 18 kilograms. At the same time, you can also mount the slider on a tripod. This will give you 90 centimeters of travel weight, but you have only 9 kilograms of payload. For this setup, we recommend putting the slider on a table or on Apple boxes. You can use parts of the set also separate, so you can use the slider in a manual way. You can only use the slider with an electronic motor, or you can also use the head on a tripod or a jib. The whole system can be controlled via the controller, or there is a nicely made app for this working on iOS and Android devices. To pair the devices to the app, you power up the devices and you go for a smart pairing, and the app will automatically recognize the slide motor. This is the main interface. You have direct access to the slide motion, and on this you can change the pan and the tilt of the head. Here I've already pre-saved positions, but like said, we can just change the position, save the position, and the slider should start the motion to this position. It's also displaying the time, how long it will take to reach that position, so you can adjust your speed, and then you have the proper time set for that. And the last dial is for changing the ramp speed. So this is now fast speed and 0 ramp. Time-lapse is actually working like this. You connect a Canon, Sony or Nikon camera to the head, and then you can control the whole setup through the app. That means you can control the movement, you can tell the camera which and at which shutter speed to fire. And by this you can create super time-lapse movements. All these devices can be powered by itself. That means we have a V-mount adapter plate on the head, and on the back side of the motor we have a bay for 2 Canon LPE6 batteries. That means when you only need to do a slide movement, you can easily just use the motor with 2 Canon batteries and do it. When you want to use a complex setup with a motor and a head and maybe additional equipment, we recommend using our power module. By this, you can use 1 V-mount battery to power all devices with only 1 battery. This is good for 2 reasons. You reduce the weight lasting on the slider, so you can put a heavier camera or a heavier lens on that, and you only have 1 battery to worry about. We ask you to use the supplied feet when using the head on the slider. There is a risk of the slider without the feet tipping over. On the back side of the head, you have also additional connections. You can connect a focus module, which then would control the focus of your lens, and you can even connect a laser module, which will then be used for the proper focus length. Also, you have the DC in and the connections for the cameras to be shot through the head from the app. I'm going to show you how to take off the electric motor. You disconnect the power and you loosen these 2 screws, and then the motor comes off. Now you can do a manual slide. If you want to have more control to your manual slide, you can add the steady module. This goes in the same position like the motor was. You fix the screws, and now you have a manual friction where you can control the easiness of the slide to get good motions. To dismount the head, you disconnect the power, take off the camera, and then you simply rotate the head at the screw on the bottom. Take off the head and put it to the side. There is actually a locking position in the middle. This is recommended for transport of the slider. The screw you can just hide by pressing and turning clockwise, so it's good for transport. The feet which are supplied with the head are screwed in the feet of the slider. This is the basic version of the slider. For smaller transport size, you can also loosen these screws and fold back the feet. This is also good when you want to have a lower position for the slider. This is the lowest position of the slider, but you still have full function. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoy the Edelkrone products such as we do. If you have any further questions to one of the modules shown, don't hesitate to get in touch with one of our shops. Take care and goodbye.